WV Uncommon Place. This podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate theories to get to know the hosts, along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommon Place digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacey and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our Uncommon Place.
Hey everybody, this is JR, and this is another one of the 40 for 40 episodes. This is episode 3. This one is entitled Something That People Know Me By. And that's the tumbleweed. That's one of my names. I got a lot of different names. I was called Yoda. I was called Nibbler. I got all kinds of nicknames. But one thing that's it here and we're gonna go into is the story of the tumbleweed. I learned a long time ago that I was always going to be moving around. I was going to be doing something that kept me on the road because I was a very grounded person at a young age. And then one day I decided I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world on someone else's dime. And I knew that was going to be my employer. I remember that in the 7th or 8th grade, I told somebody, I'm going to go work for a company. They're going to send me everywhere. And I just did that. I became the visa. I became the person that went everywhere. But I didn't know that the sacrifice I had to make to be the person I am today is that I can't have a full-time friend. I can't be a full-time friend. Until I got into nursing, I didn't know what PRN was as needed. I knew what a part-time friend was, so I always said I was a part-time friend and a part-time lover. When a part-time lover, no, but a full-time lover, man. But here's the thing, and this is like where it gets funny, and this is where it gets really crazy. I had friends growing up. I had friends that were deep with me until the age of 21. When I turned 21, I made a hard decision that, hey, if these people are not adding, but they're subtracting, they have to leave. I've got to change the narrative. I got to make this story a whole lot better. I got to get my championship because I always, talk about that and always consider the middle part of my life to be the legacy of Cody Rhodes. And if you know who Cody Rhodes is, then you'll understand what I'm saying. And the thing is that I always knew that I would be impactful with people and I would leave them with good memories and different things like that. And I'd leave some people on a sour note because you got to be the villain in somebody's story. But I didn't know until later on that when you're a villain in somebody's story, it's because you put a defense up when they thought you were going to be their offense. So lesson learned there on that. But here's the story of why I stayed a tumbleweed. Because I like the idea that when I come somewhere, there's a fanfare. So maybe it's kind of like I like that attention that I get when I'm there, when I'm doing this or that, when I show up somewhere, or when I make my return to my hometown to see some people that I haven't seen in years. I like that kind of feeling. Maybe that's jealous. I mean, maybe that's greedy of me, but hey, I like that. But I like the fact that I can interact with someone, I can be involved in their life, and that person will genuinely appreciate me because they know that I have nothing to gain, I have nothing to lose by being their friend and helping them or talking to them or them just venting or being there for someone for a moment or time. Now, the toll that it does take is that I can't give the reciprocity. I can't give someone that kind of reciprocity. I have to keep it moving. Now, my partner in life, my wife, Stacy, is my best friend. So she gets all of the extra parts of me and stuff like that. So I didn't know that exchange would happen, but that's what happened. But I can be a friend of people. I can be someone that they can talk to. That they can deal with me. But at another point, I'm going to go away. I'm going to be gone somewhere. Something's going to happen that's going to move me in a different direction. And I'm fine with that. And they should definitely be fine with that because it shows that, I'm a good pseudo friend, PRN friend, or whatever you call me, an as needed friend. And I like that. And then told, like I said, where I'm traveling all the time, I can't make commitments to be anywhere or do anything because when I travel and wherever I'm at, Stacy, she's my best friend. She's with me. We go do everything. She's here for the ride. She's here for that. So I have my internal network taken care of. I got my internals taken care of now. Now, some years ago and different times, that was crazy. Did not. But being this tumbleweed, it works for me in this instance because when I'm able to help someone and I can move away from them, they pay it forward and do it for someone else later. And that's what I want. I want them to be able to feel good, to get back into a optimum status for themselves mentally or whatever, not physically. That physically, that man, I'm not a doctor and I ain't nothing else. You do that on your own. But they get back to being who they are, so they no longer can't get right. And once that's done, my job is done. I go back into the mountains or I go to the ocean, wherever I need to be, and I'm there. Said and done, planning, we're out the way. Now, toll that it takes on me sometimes. Too many times people misconstrue my friendliness or advances to want to be in relationships or to flirt or something like that. No, I don't see that. I don't try to look for that. I'm a carefree person. I try to make sure everybody's happy. I want people to know that they're in a place where they can feel welcome, feel cared about. I'm not worried about you being loved because you got to find that on your, on your long-term goals. I said girls. I meant to say long-term goals. But I'm here just to be your friend, to let you know that, hey, you're all right. You were a good person then. You're a good person now. Get back to being who you are. Pat on the back. Keep it going. Nothing else. Because when I needed that feeling, when I needed someone to take care of me, there were people there for me. And that's the end of the tumbleweed story. So on that note, I'm going to let the British lady take us out.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at oncommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening and tune into the next episode.